I have another question for Alexis, and there's this term that I hear. So it's called demilitarized zone. So, and is this something, can you explain a little bit how this demilitarized zone works? And is it something that I have to always adopt?
So the DMC is part of this public access zone. So meaning if you want to access resources internally to your operational zone, control zone, highly restricted zone, you need to pass to this DMZ or demilitarized zone. So this is the demarcation between your public zone and your internal zone. So this is where basically your perimeter security will be. Your perimeter firewall is placed facing the internet and also facing your data center side. So that's the demilitarized zone. Most of the organization implement this as part of their network segmentation strategy. Okay.
I'd like to ask a question to Mr. Alexis Bernardino. Maybe you can share, given that I think the PLDT infrastructure that you mentioned, that you presented a while ago, is quite secure. So much for that. But can you share to us, how does a conglomerate like PLDT doing some sort of a simulation in the event of a security attack? Reason why, because I would like to, somehow correlate with my existing organization. Thank you.
In PLDT group, we are doing this called what we call a Cyber D-Day simulation. So we started this as a tabletop during phase 1, wherein we actually simulated different attacks happening in your infrastructure, like DDoS attack, ransomware, data theft, compromised account, etc. So we further elevate that on phase 2 and phase 3. As a matter of fact, last Monday, our cybersecurity operation group ran again the 5th series of that one. So it's an actual live attack simulation that is happening to our network. So we attack, meaning we attack our own network. We attack in terms of ransomware, in terms of DDoS, in terms of data breach, etc. So that we will know how our controls, number one, how our controls originally put in place to be able to protect us fair to this attack. That's number one. Number two is to baseline our teams, not only the cybersecurity teams, but the IT teams, the telco teams, who will respond in an event of a cyber breach incident. So during our third run, when I was still with the cybersecurity operation, we got a baseline already. So 1 minute notification time of any cyber incident that will happen or will cause breach to us, to our top management, and 5 minutes for the cybersecurity operation group to respond and mitigate the attack. So that's the current baseline that we have now for PLDT group. I hope I answer you, JR, in terms of that one.
Yes, thank you so much, Alexis.
Okay, so there's a question on the process of segmentation that you implemented in PLDT. Aside from protection of data, was the existing business process also recommended to be reviewed and become part of the strategy towards? Okay, thank you, Darwin, for that question. So it's very enlightening. As a matter of fact, yes, the answer to your question is yes. So in the context of implementing network segmentation, although the objective really is to protect the data, but the business process should also be included. Remember when I told you a while ago when I mentioned the processes or the assets or the crown jewel I put on the HRZ or the highly restricted zone, right? So I mentioned something about we are losing money. If this get disrupted for an hour, we are losing 45 million peso. So yes, definitely, because in cybersecurity, it's more on the four things, people, process, technology, plus cyber intelligence. So we are also contemplating or integrating the cyber strategy that we have with the business processes that we are implementing in the organization wide. So meaning, again, in any cyber incident, more than the business disruption, that's number one, operational impact. But number two, in cybersecurity, we have to consider the reputational damage that it could do to the company, like, PLDT for my case, Meralco for the case of Mel, AIM for Dean, right? QT for Attorney Bina, right? So that is well considered and should be part of the strategy towards data security. Thank you, Darwin, for that question. So is it a good practice to separate sensitive information from personal information in terms of database architecture so that you can avoid a full breach and report to NPC? So yeah, I'll answer first the first part. So I agree with this strategy. Yes, this could be done. separating your most sensitive information from your PIIs. But in terms of us in telco, we don't scrutinize kasi, no? We don't scrutinize the importance of a particular information. Everything in terms of cybersecurity and data privacy is really important to us. So we give high priority to PIIs of our customer. We give also high priority to sensitive information of our company. Now, in terms of reporting to NPC as a highly regulated a telecommunication company, actually we are obliged, no? So we don't avoid reporting any breach. If there is a known breach to our infrastructure, we automatically report it to NPC for the obvious reason that we are a highly regulated organization and a telco. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Now, for my parting words, my final message to our viewers tonight, no? So because we are talking about cyber resiliency and business continuity. For me, cyber preparedness is the key to this one. So meaning, all of us, in maybe some of you are working in corporate organization, cybersecurity professional, heading the cybersecurity operation group, we should operate on an assume breach mode. When I say assume breach, we already anticipated that we are breached, right? So we are already operating on that mindset and on that mode. We should fortify our responsive and predictive capability as highlighted by Mel. So not even before the breach happened to our organization, we have already a threat intelligence about it, and we know how to respond. So in cybersecurity, everything should be mechanized and practiced, no? So if there is a particular attack A, ransomware, there should be a response A for ransomware. Attack B, DDoS, there should be a response B, anti-DDoS. So that's how we operate. And I could not highlight more, the mindset of paranoia and vigilance is a must in this cybersecurity, ever evolving and changing cyber world. For me, that's it. Thank you very much, Dean Michelle.